Born to Ride is sponsored in part by Rubenstein Law, 1-800-FL-LEGAL, representing riders since 1988. Offices throughout Florida, 1-800-FL-LEGAL. If Instagram is your thing, we're there. We're everywhere. Follow us at #Born to Ride Motorcycle Media, your #1 motorcycle resource.
Hey, I'm Steven Tyler from Aerosmith. You're watching Born to Ride TV. Oh, yeah.
Florida ride or die. Florida ride or die, ride or die. Florida ride or die, ride or die. Florida ride or die. Florida ride or die, ride or die. Florida ride or die, ride or die. Florida ride or die. Florida ride or die, ride or die. Florida ride or die, ride or die. Florida ride or die. Florida ride or die, ride or die. Florida ride or die, ride or die. Florida ride or die. 2 feet wide open on the Courtney Causeway, fresh off the highway. Stunting with no hands moving out the way, only seeing tunnel vision, adrenaline rush right off the speed. The whole game behind me getting litty, why'd I take the lead? Florida ride or die's a way of life we live and feeling free. In a better place in the chapter, I'd rather be, you hear me? When life starts to act like a bit and stress me out, I grab the bike and hit the road and let it out. Oh yeah, Florida ride or die runs through my veins. You can tell when you see us at the track or on the fast lanes. Come check the vibe on how we roll, come ride with us. It's an affair, she's my mistress, death and nitrous. Popping clutch, doing a century, we will ride or die. However, we never ride faster than the angels fly. Florida ride or die, ride or die.
And welcome, everybody. It is Born to Ride Tuesday. Welcome to the show. I'm Dave the Flashman Morgan, and this is Born to Ride Radio, live from the Extra Medium Studios here in beautiful Largo, Florida. Tell you what, we just keep getting bigger and better every week, and we got so many folks that are checking in already. Shout out to Jill, also to Dominic. My buddy James Litch is checking in. Barry, Linda Frank, they're fired up. Mr. Nightlife is checking in from the office on the other side of the building. So we're reaching far and near, or near and far, I should say. And I'll tell you, man, the guests keep getting bigger and better. And look who we got in here this afternoon. We got my girl Elsa Rosenberg. She's in the house. Look at the phone's already starting to ring. I just introduced you, and the phone's already starting to ring. By the way, you can call us 813-525-5560 at any point during the show. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
You know, I shouldn't say you're new to the show because you've been here 2 or 3 times already.
Yeah.
Hanging out with Antonio and all those guys over there. But
yeah.
So I guess I should say welcome back to the show.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here. Like, it's a beautiful studio. It's fun.
And listen, I'm going to let you talk a lot tonight, Elsa, because I just love the accent that you have.
Thank you.
You could listen. You should do bedtime stories or something like that, and I'll be out. I'll be out in a minute. I love it. Just listen to her talk. So,
awesome.
Give us a little bit of history. Now, you're doing the stuff with Antonio. You guys are really getting ready to move some mountains with Florida Ride or Die. Partnered up with Ron and Born to Ride, and man, I can't wait to see all the stuff that's going to be coming down the pike with you guys.
Yes, we have quite a few things in the pipeline. Let's see. When it comes to bigger projects, like there are a lot of logistics involved, and you can never know. Like there are a lot of moving objects and a lot of things to manage. So I can't really say for certain exactly what we are working on, but we've been working on some stuff.
Come on now. Are you going to tease us like that?
Well, let's see here.
Listen.
We already have, something that's already in the public domain is that we have a magazine coming out, and we've already done some photo shoots with regards to that alongside Born to Ride.
Yeah.
And that was really fun.
Yeah.
And so there's going to be things that kind of go hand in hand with that. So
Right.
that's all I'm going to say.
So dig a little bit onto you. Lights Out Liz was in a couple of weeks ago. We had Heaven in here a few weeks ago, and I said, "Man, what's going on here? We got to get Elsa in here, like the Dynamic 3. You guys are kind of really taking the ball and running with Antonio over at Florida Ride or Die. Are you not?"
Yes, we try and do the best that we can. And the best part about working with all of these individuals is that they are of the mindset that hey, what can I contribute to this? Everyone's really motivated. Everyone's really looking out for each other. And that's a very hard thing to find in people. And luckily we found quite a handful that are like that. So hopefully we can make some big things happen.
I've got nothing but love for Antonio. He just checked in online, by the way. He's your top fan. He says, shout out to my Pocahontas. He says, love you, homie. Love it, man. Love it. I think a lot of your friends are checking in already. I'm just going down the line. Jill, we already mentioned. We've got, who else checked in here just a little while ago? I was saying the screen is flying by. Rocky is checking in. You know Rocky. And Lewis, Pete Buchanan's checking in. Thank you guys for tuning in to Born to Ride. Love this, man. This show is growing every week, and we're trying to get things going again with Florida Ride or Die, and getting as many things in there. Now, I mentioned the accent, so give us a little bit of your history. What got you into riding bikes? Where are you from? How does it all fit together? Start from the beginning.
Well, in the beginning, several billion years ago, the Big Bang happened.
Listen to you. You're giving me the whole history. I'm talking about Elsa's history.
Okay.
Where are you from originally?
Originally, I'm from India. I was born in India for the most part. I was raised in India, on and off here and there. But I started riding from a very young age. And technically, I never stopped riding. I've just had small pauses.
Right.
Because after I got off of my tricycle as a kid, I got on a bicycle. And then, I pretty much rode anything I could get my hands on.
Yeah.
Because when I was in school, I just used to take these, really long, winded, paths on my bicycle, just going around exploring.
Right.
And it wasn't exactly the safest thing to do.
Right.
But, I did it anyway. And I just loved riding. And at that time, I was young enough that I couldn't really ride anything else.
And
but
this was all in India.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, and it's not super common, but anyway. So I started riding my bicycle, and then I got my hands on one of those 25cc scooters, moped things, and I rode that around. And after that, I got a little smaller motorcycles. I rode dirt for a while, and I just pretty much never stopped riding.
Right.
One of the most interesting motorcycles I've ever owned was a 250 RR. It was a 250 RR that was built into another motorcycle that was easier to obtain in India.
And was this in India too?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So how hard was it? Because I seem to have read somewhere that maybe mom and dad weren't too thrilled about you riding around on motorized bikes.
No, there were definitely a lot of safety concerns, but
how hard was it to get a hold of motorcycles and the motored bikes in India?
Well, it was easy enough if you could afford it, and for some parts of my life, I was actually a spoiled brat, so I could. I basically a few of the bikes that I have owned, my parents didn't even know that I actually owned them, so they were just there stashed away somewhere.
Are they watching right now?
I hope not. It's pretty late in India, I think. So
you get yourself in trouble on the Born to Ride radio
that's
show.
When you said you like my accent and I should keep talking, I would get myself in trouble if I keep talking.
That's all right. That's all right. Oh my gosh! So the 250 RR was that? So that was your bike again? You said that was in India as well.
Yeah, so basically there is a motorcycle that's Charisma. It's basically something that you can so that was the original motorcycle, that was the frame, but we got parts from Japan for a 250 RR, and like we basically made our own 250 RR pretty much, and
Right.
that's what I rode, and that thing revved to like crazy high amounts of RPMs, and it sounded insane.
Right.
And it's definitely not something that you should be riding on streets of India, at least how they were back then.
Now, was it more of a street bike or was it an enduro bike? Did it a little bit of everything? How did it work?
It was basically a super sport.
Okay.
Yeah.
And was it a 2-stroke or a 4-stroke bike?
It was a 4-stroke. I think. I'm pretty sure. I don't remember anymore.
Insane RPMs and a 4-stroke. Can't beat that.
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty awesome. Phones are ringing already. We're checking in. We are on Born to Ride Radio. Who is this? Hello. Hang on a minute. Let me get it right. Who's this?
Antonio Hernandez.
Antonio. That's the man with the master plan right there. How are you, man?
I'm doing good. I had to call in my girl, man. She's awesome people, man. I had to call in for her, man, and show her some love and support. She's come a long way. And,
Yeah, she has.
Just, show her some love and support, man. Let her know that, man, we're all rooting for her, man. We all love her.
Listen, the phones, and I can see the viewers are blowing up here tonight on Born to Ride. Elsa, listen, you're Pocahontas. You're probably... You're Pocahontas. You're going to have to give her some special treatment because I think she's going to bring a lot to that.
Me that. That's the wrong kind of Indian, is what she tells me. I said, but you play a great little Pocahontas for the little girls and the little children that come to these events. Oh, man. She pulled it off good.
Yeah, she does.
You know?
Yeah, she does.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, man,
Yeah,
she's going to bring you a lot of great attention to Florida Ride or Die as well, buddy.
Yeah, she's an awesome person, man. God bless her, man. I'm glad to have her as a friend. True, loyal. I mean, one of the greatest friends. She loves to ride, and I mean, she has a story behind her that you gotta hear that story, man. I'm gonna let you get back to your interview so you can hear her story, but I want to just call her and tell her, I got your back, girl.
Look at that. Antonio's got your back. Antonio, man, come and see us soon. Will you come back down and get on the show soon with me or what?
Oh yeah, man, definitely. We've been sponsored by an attorney, and we are going to do a big event. Congratulations to us.
Very nice.
And yes, we're working on a huge event right now for the launching of the new magazine, which will be about 10 days from now.
Very nice.
And it's crazy, man. A lot of beautiful things coming. Bike nights, events, and stuff like that, and all positive. We want all positive and great things to happen.
Dude, that's why I love you like I do, like a brother, man. I love the positive energy when you come around. I like that everything that you do has a great purpose. And dude, we can't wait to get this thing launched with you and get everything rocking and rolling, brother.
Well, let me give you one little thing I'm gonna tell you. It's gonna be the launching of a new magazine, but I had the two-wheel heroes. The guys that dressed as superheroes, we're going to have all these superheroes there.
Okay.
We're working on getting a 600-pound tiger over there.
Nice.
And at the event, I'm going to have the two-wheel heroes. They're going to pick a special needs child. And whatever the attorney donates and whatever they put up for raffle, all that raffle money is going to go to that little boy and that little girl so they could go on a toy shopping spree. And that's what we're going to do. We want to make things beautiful. We want to make things positive. And we want to help the community. Veterans, special needs, people that need it, especially these frontliners, too, that are out there combating. You know?
I love it.
So,
I love it. Antonio from Florida Ride or Die is on the phone, man. Thanks so much for calling in, and we look forward to seeing you back here on Born to Ride Radio soon and just hooking up with all the endeavors you got coming up. We can't wait.
Absolutely. My fiance wants to give her a shout-out.
All right.
Come here. Give Elsa a shout out.
Hey Elsa, it's Kathy. Just want to let you know I'm really proud of you and you're doing awesome things with the Florida Ride or Die. Love you, girl.
Love you too. Thank you for calling
All right.
in.
So let me get back to you. I love you, Elsa. Love you guys.
All right, man. Be good, Antonio. We'll see you soon.
All right, man.
Man, I'll tell you what, Elsa, you are blowing the phone up more than anybody yet. Not that I'm knocking on anybody. I'm talking about the viewership. You got people checking in. You've got Monica's checking in. There, who did I just see a minute ago? Peter wants to know if you do any stunt riding. We'll get into all that in just a little bit. Tell you what we want to do real quick. We're going to take a quick break. We want to come back and talk a little bit more about what you've got going on with Florida Ride or Die. We want to get a little bit more of this backstory that Antonio was talking about. That's all coming up. Plus, I don't know if you know it or not, but with 25 years of Born to Ride, we have got a ton of stuff in the Born to Ride vault. And we're going to give you a little taste of that throughout the show tonight. As a matter of fact, we're going to open up with a little bit of that. We've also got a really cool clip. We've been doing some of these international clips on the show, and it was so funny because we featured one with a bunch of guys. I want to say they were from Japan, and they were older guys, and they were up in their years, but they all rode together, and they were all in the hospital, and they were decrepit, and they were getting sick. And the one guy said, "Let's go ride our motorcycles." And the other guy said, "Huh?" But it was a great clip, and it was funny. We played that a couple of weeks ago, and my brother, who is an avid motorcycle rider out in Los Angeles, sent me that too. He said, "Man, have you seen this clip? It's so cool." But we'll play that one again for you here real soon. Really good stuff. But we've got another clip that's going to be coming up from like the guy's working on like a 1936 to 47 knucklehead, and he's in Japan, and we've got the subtitles. But if you're a biker, you can feel it. You don't even have to understand the language, and that's what I love about showing these clips. They're so cool. Plus, we've got information coming up on a big Father's Day ride. We've got a ton of Born to Ride stuff from the vault. But check this out. We're back in just a minute. This is Born to Ride Radio.
Nice bike, but you're not on the track. You're on a road. I get it. Your bike was built to go all out. We all like to go fast. Just don't do it on the road. Save it for a closed course. Back it up. Here's a better plan. Performance is what it's all about. We all know that. But on the open road, we've all got to take it easy because it's not a controlled environment. We need time to react to whatever comes our way. It's not about limiting our abilities. It's about living. The road is not your racetrack. Make the right choice. This message brought to you by the Florida Department of Transportation.
1962年に東京の下町で、家は小さい町工場でネジを作ってる工場でした。油の匂いとか機械の音とか、鉄の匂いとか、そういうことにすごい慣れ親しんで育ってきたから、なんか今こういう生活っていうのがすごい自分の肌にしっくりきてるんじゃないかなっていうふうには思ってます。すごいイメージ的なものはあるんだけども、具体的に例えば何みたいなとか、それから何にインスパイアされるとか、そういうことはないし、絵ももちろん描かないし、なんかその時の気持ちで鉄を切ったり、身を削って作ったものなんで、もうちょっとそういう感性に訴えかけて人を買いたい気持ちにさせるんじゃないかなとは思うけど。バイクはもちろんそのバイクそのもの単体でもかっこいい方がいいんだろうけども、お客さんが乗って初めて完結するものだから、自分にとってはもうアートというよりはもっと本能的な危うさとか 野生味みたいなのを感じさせる、自分の中から引き出すものだと思う。こういう外観から感じるそんな荒々しい感じじゃなくて、ものすごい平和な世界で、地面も空も真っ白で区別がつかないようなところをなんか本当に、空は飛んだことはないけど、なんか気持ち的にはね、そのレシプロのエンジンの飛行機で空を飛んでるような気持ちですかね。もう何とも言えない平和な感じ。
Born to Ride Radio is back. We do this for you every Tuesday night from 7 to 8 Eastern Standard Time. Tell your friends about it. As a matter of fact, if you got folks right now that need to be exposed to some Born to Ride Radio, make sure you send it. It's basically facebook.com/Born to Ride TV magazine. So if you got friends that need to check in, by all means, send them a link right now. We're on. Elsa Rosenberg is in the house. Florida Ride or Die. She's been involved. She grew up in India. Then you came, you say, to Los Angeles. Is that where you came over, correct?
Yes, I moved into Los Angeles, and I finished some of my growing up there, and then I graduated from UCLA, and then I moved over to Florida, like a little couple of years after that. And since then, I've never really left Florida. I love it here.
Good. We don't want you to go anywhere. So tell us what you do during the day. I mean, we most of us, like me and like you, we ride our bikes for fun, and we get involved in all of these great rides and things and charitable events and things like that. But what do you do during the day? You've got a pretty interesting background.
Well, as far as my career is concerned, I've recently been involved in information security compliance. It's really boring, to be very honest with you.
Yeah.
But
what's involved in that? Sounds impressive.
Yeah, it can be, I suppose. But what I do is what specifically I do in information security compliance is that I'm an external auditor who certifies organizations, government entities, or literally departments, or like anything that is required to be in compliance with something else when it comes to information security. Say, for example, a hospital is required to be in compliance with HIPAA or HITRUST, or those are like the two most common examples that I can give. And so there are a lot of requirements within that as to how their company should function, what kind of safeguards they need to have in terms of their information security data backups, like encryptions, etc., etc. So a lot of technical stuff and legal stuff. So I basically go in and make sure that they are doing what they're supposed to be doing. And if they are doing what they're supposed to be doing, I issue them a certificate or a recommendation for a certification, and that basically grants them the permission to basically operate in that business space.
Very nice. Yeah. Very nice. Well, sounds pretty impressive. Well, you might think it's boring, but I'm impressed. I'm not going to lie to you. Now, do you have to use software for that? I mean, do you develop the software, or are you just the person that goes in? Are you the enforcer?
Well, technically on both ends, like depending on what exactly I'm doing, whether it's an audit, inspection, or an investigation, and what framework I'm testing them under, I would have to get as deep into it as I need to. So there have been circumstances where I've had to go into a company and like basically get down to the code level, wherein like, hey, show me the source code of what you're supplying, like show me the source code of like what makes your company tick. I need to get down to the code level to basically examine that it's doing what it's supposed to and not doing what it's not.
Right. And there's so much going on that's not supposed to be going on right now, but that's a whole different show. So you got involved with the Bay Area Sport Bikes around 2001, according to the Born to Ride magazine. And how's that trip been for you so far?
Well, technically, I've been involved because I've flown in and out. I've traveled around, and I've had friends that have been in the scene. But I don't think I started getting involved in the community that much in the past because of a lot of factors.
Right.
As a matter of fact, my big entry into the actual community space, as far as the Bay Area bike scene is concerned, was technically not until 2018. That's when I made actually my first public appearance, if you will.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
2017, 2018, somewhere thereabouts.
All right. So you had been with a group. Now, did you come up with the Clutch Queens, or were you just a part of that group? Did you join that group?
I helped start Clutch Queen. It was Jessica's baby. Like, it was her basic idea, but there were 7 of us who came together, and we started Clutch Queens first. And Jessica has been absolutely amazing to work with in that regards, and we've had a good working relationship.
Okay.
And it was just time for me to move on to bigger and better things. So I kind of moved on to working with Antonio in the future.
Right.
And that's a very interesting story as to how I met up with Antonio. It was through charity events, because when we first started Clutch Queens, and up until much later, even now I wouldn't know, because I'm not involved with Clutch Queens management anymore for quite some time now, but we used to do charity events as well. We used to get involved with charity rides, whether it's like donations, like drives, whatever. We also used to have charity of the month, where people would bring in whatever they could, and then we would all combine it and try to chip in on our own and make it bigger, if you will. And in one of these events, I still remember it to this day. There is this young child named Eric Pyburn. He was born with defective heart and lungs, and the doctors didn't really give him any. They didn't really say that he had a good shot at life, unfortunately. But they gave him 2 years to be with us. But he actually made it up till his 10th birthday, and that's what we celebrated a few years ago. And we had this big ride out.
Right.
And during organizing all of that stuff, I was working with the Clutch Queens, and Antonio was making his own thing happen with that event.
Right.
And so we ended up collaborating and working together on that. And we ended up raising enough money that we could pay for his entire transplant surgery expenses.
I love it.
And the surgery went well, and of course, and that was a project that we collaborated on, and that's how I got introduced to Antonio, officially.
So Antonio, or as I like to call him, the Spider-Man. We all call him the Spider-Man. He's got the spider. Man, he's got spider everything. Now, do you participate in the dress-up portion and go out and do the things with him that he does as well?
Absolutely, I love to. And as a matter of fact, for Eric Pyburn's birthday party, I dressed up as a female version of Ezio from Assassin's Creed. I had a skirt and everything.
Gotcha.
Probably not the best way to ride, but I did it anyway. It was for a good cause.
Yeah. Listen, if you and Heaven rolled up on me in a dark alley, I'd be scared. I would run. I'm not gonna lie to you. So, some of the events that you've been involved in, as far as I know, that was a great story. What are some of the other ones that really touched your heart?
Where I come from, we have this belief that if you do charity, and if you take credit for it or talk about it, you're doing it for a reason that's not entirely selfless. So that's bad karma.
Gotcha.
So I would much the reason why I said about Eric Pyburn's, because it tied into Clutch Queens, it tied into Antonio. So and it was a very public thing. So I have pictures posted of it and everything.
Right.
But normally, if I would do something like that, I would be in masks, I would be in costume, and we would go and do things.
Right.
And that is the way I would like to keep it for my own because of my own personal beliefs. But that's the sort of stuff that. But now that I'm involved more with Florida Ride or Die in an official capacity, we have been doing a lot of charity events on the back burner, and now that COVID, the quarantine restrictions are getting lifted, we will be posting a lot about our future charity endeavors and efforts. And we will definitely be requesting community support. And if somebody wants to come and join us for any of these events, they're more than welcome to. And they can do so at our group, Florida Ride or Die LLC, on Facebook. And that way, everyone can be informed about what we're up to.
Very good. Very good. Hey, listen, there's nothing wrong with that. We like to highlight some of the things, and I totally agree with what you're saying as far as, talking and obviously not coming at it from a braggadocious sort of a way. I'm talking about when I come at the charity events, especially when it comes from like you and Antonio from the sport bike riders, because, I ride the cruisers. I mean, granted, my bike is a Honda ST 1300, so I'm kind of back on the racing side myself at this point. But the point I'm making is that bikers are bikers, and as bikers, like watching that video that we just watched, the guy building his bike over in Japan and being able to get on that bike and have it as a release and that freedom. We all get it, or you don't get it. And if you're a biker, you do get it, and we get together and we do these great things because we want to help other people. I think that's it's our God-given ability to be able to help other people. And, with that said, there's a lot of folks out there that are needing help in this day and age with COVID, taking care of their, just messing up their lives, throwing things into the blender and hitting frappe from what we've got currently going on in our society. And we definitely want to talk a little bit about that. Maybe get your views on what you think is happening in the world and what we need to do to make things right. But for right now, let's take another quick break. I want to feature some of this Born to Ride vault stuff, and we've got some of it for you right here. 25 years Born to Ride has been working it. So, again, my hat's off to Ron and Debbie and the crew at Born to Ride. Shout out to my boy Jesse. Just all the guys that pulled together and have been with Ron for years. I mean, I know I've been working with Ron now for probably 10 or 15 years from back before I got back on the radio. And even when I was on the radio, I was always plugging his events because it's just like you say, the majority of them have to do with raising money for great causes and helping folks out in the community. But want to get to some of this Born to Ride vault stuff. We're back in just a moment. This is Born to Ride Radio.
Saturday, June 20th, it's Crystal Harley-Davidson's Father's Day Ride. Ride with Dad or in memory of Dad. It's a free ride leaving at 11 a.m. from Crystal Harley-Davidson. Free gift to the first 30 people who register. Giveaways include Crystal Harley-Davidson $500 gift cards, 2-night stay at the Plantation Resort, free scalloping trip charter, Born to Ride bike show, TV taping, and magazine shoot. Get your photo with Dad. And national recording artist Preacher Stone live in concert. It'll be awesome! Time for your next Harley? Trade yours in on a new one! All this and more. That's the Father's Day Ride for you at Crystal Harley-Davidson. Saturday, June 20th. Everyone welcome. Don't miss it. Be there.
Need we say more? Only at Crystal Harley-Davidson, Homosassa, Florida.
The President of the United States.
Good evening, my fellow Americans, and welcome to the all-new Born to Ride show. You know, I've always been a bit of a motorcycle enthusiast myself, I remember when I was a young boy back in Arkansas, I had one of those real mean Honda TR90s with the luggage rack on the back and the 4-speed automatic transmission. Well, one day, even though it was considered illegal, I delivered my newspapers on it. I tell you, it gave me a thrill that I'll never forget. So, as you can see, I've got a lot in common with all you motorcycle enthusiasts. But the reason I'm here today is to welcome in a new era, the era of the brand new Born to Ride show. And I'd like to congratulate my good friends Ron and Deb Galletti on all the success they've had. And a little later on, I'll be having an interview with my very close personal friend, Craven Moorhead. So y'all stick around and come on back. God bless you all, and God bless America. Thank you.
Something, Booty Man. This has been one heck of a show, brother.
What a show.
And the way things are going right now, Born to Ride is going to be right at the top of the ladder. They're going to be ahead of Baywatch. They're going to be ahead of Entertainment Tonight. They're probably going to be ahead of the WCW here. Born to Ride. It's been a lot of fun, brothers. And make sure you keep the rubber down, and I'll see you in the wind. Whoa. Yeah. I like that, Booty Man.
You know, is there anything else you'd like to tell us now, about the helmet wall or about any of the feelings about, I know you once were a biker, right?
Well, yes, I was. I think I spoke about it a little bit earlier, how, I kind of like to have the wind blowing through my hair once in a while. And I had that old TR90, Honda TR90 when I was a kid back in Arkansas. And let me tell you, there was that gold flake metal thing with the 4-speed automatic transmission, no clutch. It was great. And with the rack on the back, one day, I know it was illegal.
Yeah, we heard about it.
I know it was illegal, but I did deliver my papers on it one day. What a feeling.
And we're proud of you, too, because, us bikers are, what do you call us now?
Well, motorcycle enthusiasts. That's the politically correct terminology for you guys. I don't want to piss anybody off and call you bikers. I mean, somebody might take that the wrong way.
A lot of times they do,
motorcycle enthusiasts.
Well, you know something, Hulkamaniacs. This is Hulk Hogan, the largest arms in the world, and Born to Ride, the greatest Harley-Davidson show in the universe, brother. Stay tuned, man, because what you gonna do when Born to Ride and Hulk Hogan runs wild on you?
Yeah! Thanks for tuning in today. We're on the Space Coast, right, Deb?
That's right, Kennedy Space Center, home of NASA. Whoops.
Hey, that guy said not to touch that.
Oh no, what does that mean? Make a run for it.
Born to Ride TV Radio live every Tuesday night, 7 to 8 p.m. with Dave Flash Morgan, special guest, and Born to Ride TV content at Facebook, Born to Ride TV Magazine. Read it, watch it, ride it.
Hi, I'm attorney Robert Rubenstein, and this is Rubenstein's Rules for Personal Injury. Rule number 1. Get an attorney. When you or a loved one have been injured by another's negligence, an experienced attorney can make a huge difference. At Rubenstein Law, we will find all of the insurance, make sure your injuries are documented, and work to get you the best result. While each case is different, a well-known insurance company's own study showed people with a lawyer on average got more money. Call Rubenstein Law at 1-800-FL-LEGAL.
And welcome back to Born to Ride Radio. The Flashman here. Elsa Rosenberg in the house from Florida Ride or Die. And the phone's been ringing off the hook. We got a ton of people checking in tonight. Appreciate everybody checking in with us tonight. And don't forget to spread the word about Born to Ride Radio. Laura is actually on the phone. And Laura, what did I miss? Something about a cruise?
Yes, you did. It's our Born to Ride Ocean Cruise for Bikers.
What?
February 24th.
What?
Yeah.
No kidding.
So much fun. We've got such a gang of people going already. It's great. They're from all over.
And when is that going?
That is February 24th,
Yeah.
2021.
Right.
So March 1st, out of Miami to Costa Maya and Harvest Cay.
Wow, that's the perfect time to cruise, too. Wow.
It is. The weather's going to be beautiful, and we're going to have a great time.
Uh-huh. Did you save me a room or two?
Yes, we'll save you a room.
All right. How do folks get involved in it? Are you selling tickets already? Are there tickets on sale now? Can you book?
Yes, there are. You can book now. It's $50 per person for your deposit, fully refundable up to November 27th of 2020.
All right.
So you've got your money back if you for some reason can't go.
Right.
And all you have to do is give me a call at 813-892-0336.
All right. And all that information, I'm sure, is up at borntoride.com as well, correct?
It is, and it's also in the Born to Ride magazine.
Imagine that. It's like a multimedia company right here. Unbelievable. Lord, thanks for calling. We appreciate you. Check in with me again soon, all right? Let us know how things are going and when we're getting down to the critical line so, people can get booked if they're procrastinators.
Oh, that would be great. And if anybody's over at Quaker Steak and Lube tomorrow night, Kenny D-Tag is there with the flyers, and they can sign up there. They can also get their tickets to win a nice 2020 motorcycle and a glass trailer.
Nice.
So, yep, we're all pushing it and working together, and we're going to have a great time.
Listen, it's all about the teamwork that makes the dream work.
That's right. And without Ron and Debbie, we couldn't do it.
That's right. By God. All right, darling. Thank you for calling, and check in with us again soon, all right?
Okay, thank you. You guys have a great week.
You do the same. We'll talk to you soon.
Bye-bye.
How about that, Elsa? You guys better get Heaven, and you better get Lights Out Liz. Y'all better book your room now. I'd hate for you to get left out of that.
Yeah, huh?
Man. So, to address what we call the elephant in the room, hang on a minute, see if I can get my camera to focus back on me here, because I'm getting a little weird, or maybe it's my glasses. Could you say, anyway, the so-called elephant in the room, a lot of crazy stuff happening in the world today. Unfortunate set of circumstances has got everybody just on edge, and there's been a lot of, I think, what started out as peaceful people trying to be peaceful and protesting and expressing their anger and their feelings, and then you have just some bad eggs that come in at the end and basically just screw the message up because your message has gone out the window when these things happen. And the more I'm seeing it, it looks like maybe it's set up. What are your thoughts on what's going on, and how do you think we're going to be able to fix this?
The easiest way to fix this is try and put yourselves in the other person's shoes.
Yep.
One of the reasons why I am involved in the activities that I'm involved in is, and I'm pretty sure Antonio, Heaven, Liz, everyone would agree with me. We've actually talked about this, is that we've gone through a lot in life, individually and together. And one of the reasons why I do what I do is I absolutely never want to see someone else go through what I've gone through, especially alone.
Right.
And that's a... I just think that people need to have empathy. What is the actual objective? Is the actual objective to alienate individuals or to bring people closer together? Is it to make the other out of someone else, or to include everyone into our group, that is the human race, basically, and move forward? And so people genuinely need to have empathy, need to put themselves in the other person's shoes, understand why people are objecting to certain things, and have a conversation. We need to be able to communicate effectively and find the best way forward. And I believe that if we can all, imagine that just a handful of us, we came together and we have been able to make a difference, genuinely. And I don't say that lightly. Like, I'm honestly proud and humbled by the opportunity to be the instrument of that change. You know, imagine if 7 billion of us came together and tried to make the world a better place.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be such a wonderful thing?
Yeah.
You know?
What would that be like?
Exactly.
You know?
What
would that be like? If people, you know, and it's crazy, and I don't know what you feel, and I would love for you to express how you feel, but it seems to me that as time moves on, people are just not appreciative. They don't respect other people's property. They don't respect other people's feelings, and it's kind of like you say. It's almost like a game to alienate people. And we just got to get back to the roots, man. You got to get back to being able to just love each other and show respect. You know, we go back and we talk about Antonio all the time, and I think that is one of the things that sort of draw me to Antonio, that I really like working with him, because I listen to how he describes you and Heaven and Liz and all the girls that are in the bike community with you guys and the Florida Ride or Die, and he has the utmost respect for you guys, just like it's one of the guys, gals, it doesn't matter. You know, we see across all those boundaries, black, white, Asian, whatever. I mean, that's the thing, and I just gotta hope we're going to be able to work our way and start instilling things in people to get back to what you're talking about.
I agree with you completely. It's been an honor and a pleasure working with, and like you said, you know, and funny thing is that all of us working together, we have never really even thought of the other people as different. You know?
Yeah.
It's like, hey, this is what I want to accomplish, and if somebody else wants to accomplish that same thing, we just simply work together and get it done.
That's it.
You know, and
teamwork.
And ironically, I shouldn't say ironically, like coincidentally, it's just so happened that we have an extremely diverse group of individuals working behind the scenes and even on the front lines, like publicly visible, end of Florida Ride or Die. Like, and that's not because we tried to tick boxes. You know, that's because we genuinely created an environment of achieving objectives together by welcoming everyone. And it just so happens that, like, when you create a platform that is all welcoming, guess what? You're going to get all sorts of people in it. You know, you don't have to chase after checklists to do that. You see human beings as actual human beings at that point.
Yeah. Phone lines are blowing up. Born to Ride Radio. Who's on the line here?
Flash, it's Ron Galletti. How are you?
Ladies and gentlemen, the man with the master plan, Ron Galletti, is in the house. How are you, buddy?
Man, I'm doing great listening to you guys and watching the show. I tell you what, people, can you hear what I'm saying, people? Because Elsa is such a leader among people, let alone a powerful woman, a powerful person who rides. But she is spot on with her objective. And, you know, what is she laying down tonight? I mean, it's so great to have the diversity that Born to Ride has, because she's not from America, but she's giving us a great view of her ideas and vision of how it should be and how people can all come together, and how she spoke about charity not being braggadocious, man. I mean, that is so unbelievable.
That's power in itself.
Elsa,
That's power in itself right there.
I'm so honored to have her on the show tonight. And Flash, you're doing a great job with the interview, because it's about what people have to say. And man, this is what it's all about, people coming together and being as one. And, you know, the situation going on right now, it's a terrible thing. I think this if just one of those cops would have crossed that blue line and said, "Stop it," and pushed that guy off of him and save that man's life, he would be a hero.
Yeah.
But, they didn't want to cross the blue line. But that's what needed to be done.
Mm-hmm.
And now everything else has happened, and, like Elsa said, put your feet in their shoes. So no one knows what it's really like until they're in someone else's shoes. So we just got to pray and hope that everything comes together for America and our people come together. And they're never going to love each other, everybody, but if we can keep having great attitudes that show other people the way. If everybody just did one kind thing to somebody today and tomorrow, maybe it'll spread through the whole world.
Yep.
So that's my take on that. The show's awesome. Elsa is just rocking it, man.
Yeah, she is.
So awesome. So awesome.
Yeah, she is.
But,
We only get the top-notch folks here at the Born to Ride radio show, man. Come on.
And I know you don't have a lot of time, but tell me about what you got going on, man. What is it, Flash? What is Flashzilla? What is that, Flash?
Listen, Ron, it's been rough, and again, I got to take my hat off to you and Debbie for keeping me working on the Born to Ride radio show. But you know me as Mr. Club DJ, former radio DJ. I went back to my roots doing the club scene and doing the karaoke scene. But because of the COVID, all the bars and everything have been shut down. And that goes for me. That goes for Matt the Brat. That goes for the guy that actually taught me to spin when I was 14 years old, my buddy Dennis DeSario. So the three of us have put this thing together. All these guys have been doing these online, mix shows and things of that nature. So what we've done is we have put together our virtual show that is going to happen on Friday night, June the 12th at United Skates. We're going to actually do a live broadcast, just like we did the Born to Ride radio show, the Born to Ride at the bike shows and whatnot. But we're going to show people that are out skating. If folks, and we've only got about half of the tickets left. We've only got room for 100 people because of the COVID-19. So
it's a skate event.
So what we're doing is the first.
Where is it at?
It's at United Skates on Armenia Avenue between Hillsborough and MLK. And what happens?
That's a mecca for skating.
Oh,
man.
you know it is.
When is it, Flash?
So Friday night, June the 12th. And what happens is if you throw $20 in our virtual tip bucket, if you're one of the first now probably 60 people left to be able to do that, you secure your position or your entry to our private party at Flashzilla at United Skates on the 12th.
Man, that's awesome, people. So support Flash. There's a lot of people out of business, not working, DJs, bartenders, waitresses, bar owners, man.
Yes.
This is unbelievable.
Yeah.
Support this cause. But, man, I like I said, if we have to go over tonight, Flash, let's just go over and, whatever it takes. But I had to call in today to talk about how great Elsa is. But you know what? Elsa spoke about a man named Antonio Hernandez.
Yes.
And that man, when he touches you, you feel his passion.
You really do.
For greatness, or for to help others. And that man speaks from his heart. And that's why people respect him and follow him. I mean, he's got 25,000 followers or something just from what he does with Ride or Die. It's a nation, Ride or Die Nation.
That's it.
And it's positive vibes of riding, bringing riders together, bringing people to. Can I testify?
Oh, I knew it was coming.
I can't help it. But anyway, that's what Elsa's about. That's what Lights Out lives in heaven. These are leaders in the community, and I'm so proud and happy that they're a part of what we're doing on Born to Ride and Ride or Die. A lot of stuff, and I got to move on one more thing, Flex. We got some big announcements coming up. You heard the cruise, that's big.
Yep.
But in the next issue of Born to Ride, we're going to rip the lid off this cover story that we have, and people are going to freak out.
I can't wait, man. I can't wait to get my hands on it.
People can come all at us or whatever they want to do, but there's only, you got to be a leader in life. You got to be a winner, and leaders lead, man. They got to keep leading.
Yep.
And, there's just a lot of good things coming, and I'm real excited about it because, like I said, you got to work hard. You got to grind every day, people.
That's it.
Nothing's given to us.
Keep on
you know
digging.
What? we can't buy our way through everything. You know, you got to have happiness. You got to have life. You got to have family. You know, and that's what it's about is people. So, man, I just want to say thank you, Elsa. You're doing a great job tonight. So happy and honored to have you on the show. Flash, I'll let you get back to it, man. I'm out.
All right, my friend. We'll catch up with you soon.
All right, thank you, guys.
Ron Galletti celebrating 25 years of Born to Ride multimedia, motorcycle media, and the leader as far as I'm concerned. I've been with Ron for, like I said, 10, 15 years now, and I'm certainly not going anywhere at all. So let's get into the fun stuff. We got a little down in the dumps talking about everything going on. So let's get into the guy talk here, Elsa. What are you riding these days? What kind of bike you ride?
I'm currently riding an SV650. That is Sierra Victor 650. It's a V-twin.
And that's the Yamaha, right?
No, it's a Suzuki.
I knew that. I was just saying if you're paying attention. Listen, let me tell you what turns the guys on is that when the ladies can talk about their bikes and talk about. Now, do you get down there and turn the wrenches on a little bit?
I would like to say yes, but mostly I just try and help out. So the biker community is absolutely amazing. I have met the best people through the community pretty much, and effectively I've kind of met like even a father figure, if you will, like
right.
Another one.
Right.
His name is George Rivas. He used to race motorcycles a lot. He's done it professionally, and so I'm under his wing as far as like wrenching is concerned. So I just follow his lead. I don't claim to know what I'm actually doing.
Right.
Not that I haven't done stuff. It's just that I don't want to claim that I know what I'm doing.
You're like my buddy Mr. Nightlife. He doesn't know what the hell he's doing either, but he just acts like he does. That's what he does. He just acts like he knows what's going on. Well, listen, it has been an absolute pleasure having you here tonight, and you and the girls and Antonio, you guys are welcome here anytime. You know that you got the open door. You got to do is come knock on it, and we'll let you in, and we'll do a show together. We got a little bit more from the Born to Ride Vault. I'll tell you what, some of this Born to Ride Vault stuff has been great. It cracked me up. I hadn't seen that shot of Ron and Debbie when Debbie hit the button, and I think she was trying to play some country music, and she ended up launching a rocket over Cape Canaveral. That was years ago. But more from the Born to Ride Vault, and we'll come back and wrap it up next on Born to Ride Radio. You guys stay tuned.
This is Bo Diddley, and you're watching Born to Ride. Now, don't touch that dial because here comes some more, baby.
The show today, we're honored to have the legendary Bo Diddley with us, the co-host of the show today. Bo, thank you very much for your time. It's great to see you in Tampa Bay.
Thank you. I'm really glad to be here, and hope to come back some more. Okay?
Blake's House of Rock and Blues. What do you think of all the bikers out here today? Some pretty nice bikes, right?
Hey, man, they're thick as ants on a meat skin. That's good. Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
Deb, you have anything to ask about?
Well, maybe one day, Bo, you can write a song for us, Born to Ride. How about that?
I've been thinking about that. What, are you trying to think like me?
All right, cool. I'm here. Wait a minute. You coming in or no? In or out?
There you go. The only thing I got to ask is, why do you comb your hair like Don King? Being that he's the world's best promoter next to Mitchell.
Yeah, you're right. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. You know, we got a lot in common.
On.
Exactly. Thank you.
And you don't have a bad hair day every day, do you?
No, I'm good at it, man. I've got it down, man. I've been doing this for 25 years. I can do this in the dark.
Yeah, that's the one thing about these young guys, you know, they can do that. Imagine what we'd look like right now.
Holy frickin', we look like O'Cheese.
Cochise, yeah, I remember him. He was at Long Ranger's partner or something, right? He dropped his beer. He dropped his friggin' beer.
There you go. I've got to tell you, we're with one of the hottest items on the boulevard this year, 05, Billy Lane, how you doing?
I'm great. How you doing?
Good, happy to be here. You've got a hell of a setup here, man. You've been torching and bending and melding and melding. How have these people accepted it?
People are loving it, man. This isn't the band, you know what I mean? It's the same old band playing every year. It's
Excellent.
a gear store, so it's a live fabrication for the crowd, for the people.
We're here today with Born to Ride.
Yeah, Born to Ride, what's up? Thanks for having me on your show.
Tell me, Billy, what was the strangest thing that you had to create this year?
Well, we had a guy who's a vet. He's over in Iraq right now in the Special Forces, and they wanted a sissy bar, and I told his wife I'd do it for him. And she said, well, I like a gas tank, I like a seat, and all this stuff. So we ended up doing almost the whole bike for her. So it's kind of like a strange request, but glad to do it for somebody who's over there fighting for our freedom, you know.
That was one of the things that I heard myself, man. He was building something for a cat in Iraq, and how far out can you get from that, man? This is Billy Lane, probably one of the wildest cats on the boulevard this year, and we're happy to have him. Ice Cream Man from Hell, Billy Lane.
Probably, not probably, definitely.
Definitely. H-O-T. Born to Ride, Billy Lane.
Today's best and tomorrow's greats. It's time
for Cranked Up Country.
This is Cranked Up Country, heard on all the great stations across the nation. Check us out, crankedupcountryradio.com, or find us on social media, see what's going on with us. Born to Ride Motorcycle Media is the hub for the American biker lifestyle. Read it, watch it, ride it, borntoride.com. Check out Born to Ride Magazine, the radio show, the podcast, the YouTube channel, and of course the events. It's the life and times of motorcycles and the people who ride them. Born to Ride, proud sponsor of the Cranked Up Country Radio Show podcast. Read it, watch it, ride it, borntoride.com.
Today's best and tomorrow's greats.
Are you down with the nation? Tiny Trailer Nation, the biggest secret in travel and adventure. Take your motorcycle anywhere. Live in comfort on the spot. Say goodbye to hotel cost. Campers, toy haulers, themed trailers built for any budget. One bike or two. Includes electric, water hookups, microwave, refrigerator, sink, tie downs, and more. Your trailer or ours, new or used. Your dream is here at a working man's price. Tiny Trailer Nation, biker musician owned. A name you can trust.
It is Born to Ride Radio. We do it for you every Tuesday right here on this very Facebook channel. Make sure you spread the love for us. And we got tons of people checking in tonight. We got to get to the squirrel here in just a minute. But before we do that, shout out to Tommy Rocks. Got us fired up tonight. Appreciate it. My buddy Jason Coker, J Coker Live, is fired up. Tony Ward is watching. And you know somebody by the name of George Rivas over there, young lady?
Hi, Dad.
Yeah. Dad says, get the bike to the shop to work on it.
I know. I've been a little lazy about it. We were gonna do a lot of mods to the SV. Like we have racing rear sets with the GP shifter. We're gonna swap out the suspension.
Right.
Have it set up.
Right.
We're gonna change out the fairings and like have a full fairing on it, so that we'll basically turn it into a track bike at that point. And I'm gonna get something else in like a couple of weeks, and that'll be my street bike at the time. But yeah, we've been working on it. I have the parts in his shop. I just haven't gone in just yet.
Dad says, get your bike to the shop now. Perfect time for it, too, because it looks like the weather's going to be crappy this weekend. Dang it. Hate that when that happens. Well, again, listen there, Elsa. Thank you so much for being here. You got an open invitation anytime you want. We're going to wrap things up like we always do. My buddy Squirrel is on the line right now. We like to wrap the show up on a positive note. And I can't think of anybody better than the Squirrel, who is now eating a Greek salad, who's got me wanting a damn Greek salad. Thanks, Squirrel.
Well, you know, I can't help it. Somebody's got to do it.
All right. Uh-huh.
So let me tell you how awesome my weekend was.
Okay.
We were in the mountains out there in Helen, Georgia.
Right.
20th anniversary Helen, Georgia Bike Fest.
Right.
It was amazing. There was no social distancing. There were no masks. People
Right.
were actually walking around like human beings.
Right.
We get a phone call about the craziness that's going on in Tampa because I didn't even know about it.
Mm-hmm.
So we just had an awesome weekend. So
Yeah.
just wanted to we think that we're going to get back to ride again, then some more craziness gets slapped at us.
Uh-huh.
So let me end this with this that's very positive.
Okay.
Freedom isn't free, and we all know that.
Right.
And a couple weeks ago, we celebrated an awesome Monday about people that actually gave their all so we could have that freedom.
Right.
But never forget that the ultimate freedom comes from what Jesus Christ did for you. And you talk about taking a bullet for somebody. He was the original 1%er.
Yeah.
So, my friends, all of you out there, weather will break. This will break. All of these things shall cease, and we're all going to be on 2 wheels again. Or in somebody's case, maybe even 3.
There you go. Somebody I know.
So, all of you out there in Radio Land, I love you. I can't wait till next Tuesday to talk with you all again. Be safe and, be careful.
Yes, indeed.
Be careful.
There you go. The Squirrel ended it for us on a positive note. Squirrel, love you, buddy. I will talk to you after the show. And that is all the time we've got for tonight. Again, thanks to Elsa. Thanks to Antonio, all the friends over at Florida Ride or Die. Thanks to Mr. Nightlife for the use of the extra palatial, extra medium studios here. And we'll see you guys next week.
Thank you.
Wave, Elsa, wave.
Is your business becoming invisible? Create a great advertising relationship today with Born to Ride. Call 888-795-5779.